Welcome back. We are going to be looking at the lingering fuel queues for about 3 weeks now. Nigerians all over the country have been experiencing hardship in getting fuel, and it looks like no end is in sight yet. Maybe we've been told that this may continue till June. Although the federal government has said that they have paid about 150 billion of the money owed to marketers or importers of fuel, the importers are saying that there's still about 200 billion naira outstanding. Oops. We are hearing tales about importers not wanting to import because this government is winding down, and there are fears that their monies will not be paid after June 29th. We hear all kinds of things, but let us hold our horses. We have people in the studio who should know exactly what the situation is. It's my pleasure to welcome Comrade Francis Johnson, who's the president of Pengasan, Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. Good morning. Good morning. And on my left is Mr. Femi Olawore, Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, MOMAN. Good morning. As well as Mr. Femi Adewale, Executive Secretary, Depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now let me begin with you, Mr. Olawore, because I heard you yesterday.
Very well.
Now, tell us about this money business, because Nigerians don't really care who is owing whom and how much is being owed. They just want to fuel their cars, fuel their generators, and just go about their business, their normal business. Why won't you give us petrol?
The issue is this. How does the petrol come in? We have to start
Please
from
tell
it.
us.
Because we are not producing enough in the country, we resort to importation. Now, when you import, it comes at a price. And government says, don't sell above a particular price. That's where the difference comes in. That's where subsidy arises. So we are actually doing this on behalf of the government. Otherwise, left to us, we'll bring it in and then we'll sell and make some marginal profit. But because we are told, do not sell beyond this price, subsidy comes in, and therefore, government should pay the subsidy. Because all these monies are paid upfront. It's not that somebody, we go borrow money from the banks, we source for the product, we pay the suppliers. Everything is done upfront with bank money. So we are owing the banks the money. So the least government can do is, because we told you to sell at 87, we are going to pay you within 45 days. That's the standard agreement that we had with them. Signed, sealed, delivered, but not being operated. So if it's 45 days and you don't give me on the 45th day, the banks now start charging interest. For every day we don't pay, they charge us interest. And you may want to know, sometimes it gets as long as 200, 255 days before they even pay. All these monies they have paid, 154 billion and everything, is for import done in August. They call it batch M. That was August last year. So if we want to look at it critically, that is the basis of the problem. The oil marketers are not charity organizations. So we have to get the money and pay back.
Okay. The minister, I heard her saying, she was interviewed on CNN, and she was saying that you were all pressuring them to pay this money without due diligence, that they had to check your documentation and all that before making the payment. And you were all rushing for reasons which maybe we should not even discuss here. You wanted your money quick, without due diligence. How true is that?
That cannot be true. It can't be true. Reason, we make our invoices, we send them to PPPRA. PPPRA checks. And PPRA now sends these checked invoices to DMO, the Debt Management Office. They go through them, check, and send them to the minister's office, who now signs before it goes to AGF and the central bank. So who is not checking what?
So how come we heard during that subsidy matter, we heard about people who were getting money for fuel not imported? So if you say that the papers go through this rigorous process, how come there were people who were being paid for no importation at all?
That was...
we heard that.
Yeah, you heard that, and I also heard that. Okay, but at that time, the procedures that have been put in place now were not existent. It was easy to get things to go through.
Oh, things have been tightened now.
Yes, thanks to the minister herself, thanks to the new PPPRA, they go through all this and they check. For example, when a vessel comes in, before the vessel commences discharge at all, there is an auditor appointed by the Ministry of Finance. There's the PPPRA man there. There is the marine inspectors. All these people go through the process of confirming the physical presence of the vessels,
the quantity,
they dip the tanks in the ships, they go to the offshore tanks, certify that the quantities are there.
Does anyone check the quality?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they check the quality.
And the documents.
Okay. Now, Mr. Adewale, since you decided to butt in, let's bring you in. You are the Executive Secretary of the Depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association.
Yes.
What's your role in all of this?
Our association, the combined total capacity of our storage capacity in the country is over 740,000 metric tons. And we actually bring in about 60% of what Nigerians consume. That's the fuel that is imported. We have our depots in Lagos, we have in Ogara, we have in Koko, we have in Warri, we have in Port Harcourt, we have in Calabar. So we are strategically located all over the country.
Sorry, what do you mean you bring in?
We import the product.
You are also so you are independent?
Yes. We are not independent marketers, no. We are depot owners. All the depots in Lagos, except probably a few, just about 6 or so, are not our members. But all the depots in Lagos, in Ogara, except major marketers depots, in Lagos, in Ogara, in Warri, in Koko, in Calabar, in Port Harcourt, belong to DAPMA members. And we bring in about 60% of what is imported.
Okay, hold on.
And we also...
How do you work with the major marketers?
Yes,
They bring in and store with you?
We also
or you do your own
store for major marketers. We do throughput for major marketers. And we service, our own members have outlets, and we also service 70% of the retail outlets of independent petroleum marketers association.
Oh, you see, one of it, too many petroleum. It sounds like you have a lot of organizations here.
Yes.
Is this not causing the confusion?
It is
but
not.
Hold on. So you are depot owners.
Yes.
But you also bring in fuel.
Yes.
These are the major marketers who bring in fuel. They have their own storage, but they also store with you.
Yes.
And then you bring in your own fuel and store.
Yeah.
Do you also store for the government?
Yes.
You also store for the government?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't we have fuel? Since you are also bringing in fuel, they are bringing in fuel, are you also being owed by the government?
Yes. The figure you haven't given.
One second. So you bring in 60%?
Yes.
What's the percentage you bring in?
Well, if he says 60, then the balance is 40.
So you bring in 40?
Yeah.
So what does NNPC bring in?
No. Let's look at it this way. The quantum that is consumed in Nigeria, NNPC brings about 50%. So the 60 is talking about is 60% of the 50.
I said imported.
Yes.
Imported.
Yes.
Okay.
So you bring in 40.
Yes.
Okay.
That is when we relax, when we are old and we don't bring anything. But when we bring, the percentage of NNPC normally drops to about 40%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They try to fill the gap when government is owing us.
People are being owed.
Yes.
So how much are you being owed?
Our figure is subsumed in the 200 billion that is outstanding right now.
Okay, so you're together.
Yeah, we are together. Maybe that's why we are sitting.
It's not a laughing matter because Nigerians are feeling the bite
They're
of it,
suffering.
and
Nigerians
it's
are
not
suffering.
funny.
Yes.
The finance minister in one of our interviews said the marketers need to understand. Maybe I shouldn't bring you in. Let them answer this one because they are also Nigerians. They need to understand that there is no money, but the processes are on to get paid. So why are you people causing a problem? Let's see.
For him. Okay.
We are not causing any problem because we borrowed money from the banks. We must return this money to the banks.
With interest?
With interest if we delay in returning the money. So our request is, you give us an agreement, you pay us within 45 days. You've exceeded the 45 days. For every day in excess of the 45 days, we are charged interest. We need to pay back this money. In fact, if you pay within the 45 days, we won't talk about interest at all.
So right now your problem, is it the money or the interest on top of it?
Both, because we need to pay back the money to the bank. And the banks, mind you, the banks have told us they are not financing again because they have reached their credit ceiling
limit
to our members.
Okay.
That is actually why we don't have product right now.
You are the petroleum and natural gas workers.
Yeah.
So you people are supposed to be the ones to give us the fuel if the refineries were working, so to speak.
Okay.
So what's the situation of things right now, and why are we at this point?
See, I think the main problem that's happening, I will also say the truth, is that the marketer, Dapman, all of them, the fear of the unknown. Because that the new government has come in that has zero tolerance for corruption. So it's better for them to get their money now before the new government comes in.
Stop.
But government is a continuum.
No, see, what I'm saying that is this.
I wanted them to react to this before you continue.
No, what I'm saying this is this, because everybody know the incoming president has zero tolerance for corruption. And so when you look at it and you have a bill of 100, 200 billion outstanding, definitely it must go and verify it again before you pay that.
Okay. Mr. Johnson,
So
what are you insinuating?
let me ask them a question.
No,
He has zero tolerance for corruption.
Zero tolerance for
What I'm saying
corruption. Are you guys corrupt?
We also have zero tolerance for corruption.
Sorry, what I'm saying is this. It's better I collect my money before a new government comes in. I don't want to go do through a process that, yes, I'm owing 200 billion, and let them go and verify. If they verify and everything, okay, the verification leads to 70 billion. It's 70 billion they pay. The 130 billion is gone. So that is the main problem.
Is it a point of is it correction or whatever? Is it nobody, at least those of us that are currently importing, is afraid of anything, because we bring in the product according to the guidelines of PPPRA. Okay, and why we want the money is that when you don't pay, the interest continues. By the way, let me repeat what he said. If the principal sum has been paid at all, interest will not have arisen.
We won't talk about
It's because the principal sum was not paid long time ago that all these interests have been accumulating. And let me also say that it is not a deliberate action on our part to say we will not supply. We, on our own initiative, we got the Minister of Finance to get the Governor of Central Bank to speak with the commercial banks to say, fine, we are owing them, but can you please assist and continue to assist them with credit lines to bring in. As we speak today, the top banks have written to say we are not going to do that. Why? Anymore. So we have not been getting any assistance at all. And this is not to bring in a cargo, you need between 15 and 18 million US dollars. Okay? And you even when you go to
a major marketer.
Oh, it's big money.
It's big money.
It's big money, especially when you realize the fact that you don't even get the 15 where you have the naira, you don't even get the quantum at a go. The foreign exchange is so scarce that you have to go and bid about 3 to 4 times. So it takes about a month to get enough dollars for one shipment. So you see where the delay comes in. So I'm saying that we have not sat down to say we are not important, but we are constricted by the fact that there is no money and the banks are not assisting. And where you have the money, the foreign exchange isn't there. It takes 1 month to get enough to land a cargo.